Alex here with another edition of the Hound Strings podcast. I know, it's been a while. For anyone who is joining me for the very first time, welcome! This is a podcast about knitting, crochet, all kinds of crafty goodness, and fun things in life in general. So welcome. For all of my returning viewers who may have been wondering where the heck I've been all this time, first off, welcome back! There has been a lot going on lately, so let's just jump right in. Today I've got some project updates and actually one really big project update that I've been working on. And real quick, I'm gonna just fix the lighting here. Maybe if I can bring the light in a little closer. No, I don't think so. Anyway, first off, some big news. Taylor and I got married. Here's the ring. Our wedding was on October 23rd. We got married in the same chapel that my parents got married in and where I was baptized as a baby. And the reception was at Humphrey's Concerts by the Bay. There was not actually a concert going on at the time, but if you know the San Diego area, that's where it was. It was loads of fun. It was absolutely beautiful. Taylor was trying so hard to keep his composure during the ceremony. He barely kept it together. But overall, it was beautiful. I had my best friend as my maid of honor, and one of my cousins, unfortunately, got sick with COVID. She's fine. Very, very, very mild symptoms, but she still tested positive and still, unfortunately, had to stay home. But she was there. She was there in our hearts. So, anyway, with that, again, big news. There hasn't been a lot of things going on craft related, but since Advent is coming up, I want to do my Advent chats again. I do have 2 big finished objects, and that's it. So anyway, here they are. I could keep on rambling, but I want this to be a relatively short episode. So, as you guys know, I have been working on a pair of scarves for my now in-laws for the longest time, or what feels like the longest time. I was hoping that these would be done by like February or March. I was working on them all summer, kind of off and on. But now they are finished! Woohoo! So first off, I have a scarf for my mother-in-law. I will only be showing half of it because it is otherwise symmetrical. This is the Frango Sampler Scarf by, oh gosh, I did not prepare. I'm blanking out on the name, but I will post it down below. But anyway, the Frango Sampler Scarf. And for this, I used, or for both scarves rather, I used Knit Picks Mighty Stitch. It is a worsted weight yarn, mostly acrylic, but it does have some wool. And they are done in the following colorways. So I have Satsuma, which a couple of episodes ago I referenced one of my favorite Doctor Who lines, because it reminds me of that. From the Christmas Invasion. Anyway, we have Satsuma, we have Gulfstream, which it's more teal than is showing up on, has a little bit more of that teal hint than is showing up on my camera screen. And then Cream and Ash. So anyway, it is finished. It is gorgeous. It is so soft. And I even did the fringe. Oh my gosh, you guys, the fringe was a pain in the butt, but so worth it. And I just cut 6-inch 6-inch lengths of yarn, threaded it through kind of in between the rows of, or the columns of stockinette, and knotted it by hand. And I did that for this scarf and the one for my father-in-law. So his is a little bit more basic, a little bit simpler, but I still took inspiration from the Frango and did the little garter ridge, or the pearl ridges there, because I really liked the way that looked. And then same colorway. The inspiration for the colors is the fact that they are big hockey fans. The local team for San Diego is the Gulls. And even though the blue is a little bit off, it's still pretty close. I'm just gonna scooch up a little bit because the lighting back there is terrible. And I don't feel like editing that out or starting over. But I did the fringe on the bottom as well, since I ended on 2 different colors, and since there's not as much going on in this scarf, I did longer fringe and multicolored. So there we have it. And I did the math. It was I think 172 individual lengths of yarn, hand knotted and hand threaded through and hand knotted. But can we just take a moment to appreciate how beautiful everything lines up? Oh, I love it. So those are my only 2 finished objects. Works in progress. Well, I did start back up again on my Land and Sea cardigan by Andrea Yetman. Now granted, I don't think I got anything done. Maybe like a couple of rows since the last time you guys saw this. But I am getting very close to the last segment before I fade into my next color. So to recap, if anyone is curious or does not feel like looking at back episodes, the colorways that I'm using, these are all fingering weight. These are all some sort of merino nylon blend. But we have Candy Skein Days at the Beach, or no, Candy Skein Beach Sweets, excuse me. We have originally Bayou City Yarn Company. For the life of me, I can't remember their current name. But we have the Glowing Tide, and then Honey Girl Farms Days at the Beach, and then Ba La Jolla Under the Sea, do 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 do, Under the Sea. I will never not do that. So I'm almost finished with this one, with this, with that segment, and then the next colorway, I have it lined up, ready to go. The next colorway is La Jolla Sunset by Destination Yarns. This is their Passport series. And the colors are stunning. There's a little bit of yellow, there are blues, purples, kind of sandy browns, just so pretty. So I can't wait to till this one's finished. It's funny because after working on the scarves and having each row go by so quickly, I sat down to work on this a couple of nights, and I'm like, man, this is taking forever to get a single row done. So I think once I'm back in the groove, it'll go by quickly. But yeah, very, very different working on a fingering weight sweater after working on worsted weight scarves. And then my other active work in progress is I have restarted my mystery knit along. This was from Forbidden Fiber Company from 2019. I've got starting back on the first clue, and this colorway is inspired by Elf, and it's called Buddy. So here's the little tag here. Now, if you want to see my original unboxing, I did do Advent Chat 2 years ago. I did not do one last year, just because I didn't really have anything Advent related that I was working on. But if you want to see the original unboxing of all of my all of the yarns and other goodies that were part of the Advent calendar, check out my Advent Chat. Anyway, I think that's everything that I have to share for today. Very short episode, short and sweet. At least as far as craft-related things. For general life updates, like I said, just got married. That's the big news of the year, folks. And then we started decorating. Obviously, we're not finished yet, but here we go. So yes, our very first grown-up Christmas tree. And then right down here, if I can zoom in, there we go. So right down here are 2 very special family heirlooms that my parents gave me on Saturday night when Taylor and I went up to see them and have dinner with them. So the tree skirt is one that my mom made before I was even born. So that thing is older than me. And then the train, this Christmas train, is an LGB, and that was part of my dad's collection. And he says, "Hey, it's not Christmas if we can't have a train around the Christmas tree, right?" So that was very special. I'm surprised I didn't get like totally emotionally weepy, but oh my gosh. Oh, yes, and we have our our leg lamp from A Christmas Story. There we go. Might edit out there was a bunch of jostling around, trying to turn the camera around. Anyway, I might edit that out. Maybe not. We'll see. Oh, and then I do have a garden update real quick, so stand by. Here we go. Welcome back to my garden. Looks quite a bit different from summertime when I had all the tomatoes growing all over the place, growing like weeds, let's be honest. But now I've got some cold weather vegetables that will hopefully grow. I've got a row of lettuce, all different kinds, oak leaf, romaine, and then some Swiss chard. And then all my herbs, I decided to move them to the garden bed. That way they get a little bit more consistent watering. I whacked back my kale, but as you can see, it has regrown like crazy. Like literally, I whacked it back to nothing. Oh, we have a volunteer lettuce. Nice. Just keep that little guy there. I'm going to be restarting my my Romanesco cauliflower. I made the mistake of trying to plant a cold weather vegetable in the middle of spring. What the heck was I thinking? So it just grew like crazy. So eventually I will uproot this, but that is not going to happen right now. Yeah, because I don't anticipate it growing back like the kale did. Let's be realistic here. So I did break down and buy a little baby plant. So we'll see what that does. If anyone has any hints for growing cold weather vegetables in beautiful Southern California, like I think we're zone 10A or 9A, I don't remember which, but anyway, if you got any hints. Oh, look at my peas. They're starting to take to the trellis, which is really cool to watch. I'd be curious to put like an all-weather camera out here and do like a time lapse of the tendrils reaching out, because I always thought that was so cool. But these are Goliath snow peas. So I'm a patient gardener. I don't anticipate harvesting anything right away, but we'll see what happens. And I did also get some other herbs. I got a chamomile plant and lemon balm. My mint is cilantro. My mint is taking over its hanging basket. Well, it's supposed to be a hanging basket, but I think for harvesting this is a little bit easier. But it is taking over this, which, hooray. I may plant some in one of my other beds that I have. But anyway, I think that's everything from me. I don't think it would be a Hound Strings podcast anymore without a garden update. But anyway, thanks so much for joining me today. And check back tomorrow, because I may start the advent chats again. Anyway, in the meantime, I hope you have a wonderful day or night wherever you are, and we'll see you next time. Bye!